Hi, Ginny. Look, welcome back. We've had a 2-week break or a 3-week break, and now we are back. And
Hi,
it's
Heather.
wonderful. Hi, Ginny. Look, it's wonderful because what happens is in that time we go through another self-discovery.
Yeah,
So what we found, wasn't it, Ginny, that our energy contracts, which we
yes,
go within, which is the God force, and then it expands again.
yeah,
And it's in that breath, isn't it? So most of us who are listening to this recording are also experiencing that.
absolutely. And welcome everyone who's
Yes,
watching.
absolutely.
Thank you, Heather. Um, yes, as a healer, as I want to say, as a healer, it's not a part-time job. It's for me personally, and I know Heather's the same. We live it.
Mm.
We, it's always in our hearts, in our thoughts of sharing our uniqueness, if you like, or our frequency with other people as we're walking through supermarkets, shopping malls. You can feel the vibe when you go in. This is what I'm saying about living it. You can feel the vibe of people when you go in, and if you feel that everyone's tense on edge, or you're feeling that energy that's a bit, then you can actually do a mass healing while you're there, while you're walking through.
Mm.
And it literally is all about expanding your heart and, touching people with your energy, really, so that to help raise their frequency, because it's all about frequencies. So I live this, and I'm so grateful for my husband working so I can actually do what I do, but I live it all the time. And I know that you also do, Heather, don't you? And it's a way of being.
That's it. That's what we wanted to touch on, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
called a certain way of being.
Yes.
So Ginny and I were talking prior to this recording, and we had written down a few things. What is a healer, leader, our passion, our destiny. But what we were brought back to is, all of you know that we created and we founded the Healers United Global Summit,
Yeah.
where we spent many, many hundreds of hours interviewing people all around the globe.
Yeah.
And that was all about, and this is where I am, and this is where Ginny is, we expose the emerging leaders that are up and coming.
Yes.
Because all of them, the ones that we interviewed, are living a certain way.
Yes.
For me to be that healer, coach, leader, whatever, we have to be that walking, living prayer.
Yeah. That's so true. And how normal life works with just life situations. There are so many people who do fantastic work who are not seen, not recognized, not brought up or nurtured up, or whatever you'd like to call it. Whereas with the summit, that's what's happened. These people stepped forward to show themselves because they're ready. They're ready to actually get out there and do and they're being called. It's not just being ready. It's actually a calling from your own soul to actually stand up and do the work that you've been brought here to do.
Exactly. And too, Ginny, that calling went out.
Yes.
I know that we've shared before how we founded the Healers Global Summit and how we all united together.
Yeah.
And I know personally that it was a bit foreign for a lot of people because everybody's been living in a certain way alone.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, when we dropped the tool, so to speak, and we all came together to participate in standing side by side, and we created that space and that place,
yeah,
and supported one another while they experienced being seen for the very first time.
absolutely. And for some, it was very nerve-wracking because they'd never been in front of the camera before. You know, and I remember that feeling myself. How nervous, you know, you can be when you're actually going to step up and get out there in the public eye.
Absolutely.
So they were wonderful.
So what is it that we are bringing, Ginny, even with these weekly, we've tried to name this several times, haven't we?
We have.
Mystical Wranglers.
Yeah, we haven't managed it, have we?
And I know that many of you going, oh, here they go, they're changing it all over again. But it doesn't matter, because the reason why there's got to be change.
Yes.
There's got that, has to be that fluidness.
Yeah.
Because we are gaining momentum.
Yeah. And we don't know where it's going either, do we? I mean, we're just turning up every week. We don't even know really what we're going to talk about until about 5 minutes beforehand, and then even then we don't know. So, you know, it's just all unfolding as we're going along.
I think basically what it is the multi-talents of it all.
It is, and it's the group consciousness. Because, you know, when we're talking here, it's not just about us. We're talking for all those other healers, all those other people that are stepping up, wanting to step up. And, you know, if anyone's listening here and you're wanting to be seen, you want to step up, please message underneath, because we want to help you get out there and do your thing, because it's needed, you know?
And that's what we're talking about, passion and destiny, isn't it too, Ginny? Because something happened for me too, and I think I put it on my Facebook page. I love Facebook page. That I'm prepared that if you've got any blog writings, word for today, because my website gets a lot of views and a lot of traffic going through it, please, you know, send whatever you want to over and I'll share it, because this is what it's all about now, is the coming together and the unity and supporting one another while we're in this journey.
Yeah.
Journey of, there are 7-point-something billion people on this planet. And if we can touch one person at a time just by simply us turning up, and exposing those emerging leaders, because I want to see you all.
So do I.
It's not about Heather Ellis Drake or Ginny Jones. It's about you all.
Yeah.
And again, people, we have been the ones that are stepping up. We are an ongoing student.
Yes, absolutely.
We're learning.
We're learning all the time as we're going along, aren't we?
Absolutely. Yeah. So can we touch on, please, let's because this has been very pressing on my heart in the last few weeks. You know, I've been kind of head down butt up type of thing. Ego versus compassion.
Yes. Well,
what does it take to be a healer, a leader?
Well, this is a difficult one, because for me personally, I am, and I try to keep aware of my ego. We've all got egos. There's nobody that hasn't got one. So I just try and keep aware of it. And sometimes I slip, and my energy goes out there and I get scattered and I go all over the place.
Which we have been over the last week. Both of us have.
Yeah. And I have to, you know, it's almost like my soul gives me a reminder. Bang, you know, nothing happens physically or anything like that. I just get this trigger point in my mind. Hang on a minute. Why? What are you doing? So I'm talking to myself here. What are you doing? Bring yourself back into here. You've gone far too out there with the mind stuff. You need to come back into the heart. And that's what I try and keep aware of all the time.
And our giftings too, isn't it? And thank you, Ginny, because I know that we've been talking to each other for the last 48 hours, say.
Yeah.
Especially this morning when just through our talks, we've suddenly realized, oh my gosh, hang on, the center is here and it's gone too far out there.
Yeah.
And being able to converse with one another and share with each other deeply, to pull ourselves back in.
Absolutely.
So this is what it takes to be a healer.
Yeah.
We're not perfect.
Absolutely.
And we make mistakes, but we also go within. And this is the true master of being a healer, is to be able to recognize if you've gone too far out there.
Yeah.
Or you have been tempted to do something else, which we all do. It comes at us 24/7.
Yeah.
We all have our vision. Mine is deeply in the trenches for all humanity. Not one person is going to be left out.
Yeah.
And we've been walking this journey, you know, here, especially in New Zealand, isn't it, Ginny?
Yeah.
Separately, and then when we come together. For me, I enjoy live events.
Yeah.
I love standing in front of a crowd and just simply being. And I know that we've joined together recently and of course in the past, exactly that, being in that same room.
Yeah. Where
the synergy is there and we're supporting one another.
Yeah.
So my take today, that is very, 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 very extremely important today, it's all about the collective field.
Yes.
Being united in support.
Yeah.
And being equal.
Absolutely. No competition, no ego involved. We're all, if you like, think of it as a movement of healers, if you like. We're all in this together. All of us.
Because I said to you, didn't I? I said to a lot of people when we founded HUGS, which is Healers United Global Summit, and we came to the end of it, you think, okay, God, what was all that for? You gave us the thought, we ran with it, we presented it, we did it, we turned up, hours of technology and arranging everyone to get together over the internet.
Yeah.
What was it all for? And so when you ask that question, what was it all for? And then you let it go, then we get our answers.
Yes.
And what it is that's who I am.
Yeah.
Is living that certain way of being.
Yeah.
And supporting everybody.
Yeah. And look what we've learned along the way.
Wow, a lot of things.
Yes.
Even up until 2 minutes before we started recording.
Yeah. Yeah.
How blessed is that?
I know. We really are very blessed. We really are.
You know, sometimes I think that clinic closing down and being solid somewhere, you know, I thought many times maybe I should open up that clinic, but you know, no, it's all over the internet for me because we're cosmic beings, really.
Well, that's right. And I keep getting told by my spirit team that actually use the technology you've got. That's why it's here. And you can reach many more people. I mean, I you know, constantly have talks with my team and God. And that's what I keep getting. Use the technology. Because that's the way of spreading the light, spreading the love, you know, and everything else. And knowledge and wisdom.
There's so many topics that can come out of this conversation that we're saying today, because as you speak, I get visions, of course.
Yeah.
And using the technology. Ginny, can we touch on critical minds and gossip?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I used to be a hairdresser. You can imagine the environment of some salons and stuff. I have never engaged in any of that stuff. I don't like it. It's not. If I hear someone gossiping, my immediate thought is, oh, they're talking about that person. What do they say about me? You know, not that I'm worried about what they say, but I think this person can't help it, actually. To be honest, to get down to the nitty-gritty, this person can't help what they're doing. I don't engage in gossip. I don't like it. And I've taught both my kids don't even go there. It's not worth it. You know, when I was a teenager, I did get swept along like you do sometimes, because you become a bit of a follower at some point. And I did get swept along with gossip, and I got myself into trouble for it. Big learning thing. Don't even go there. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about when I was about 11, you know, just girls in the playground stuff. But I've never forgotten it, and it was a learning thing, and I know that learning thing came from above, just to help me realise that that's not my path. The gossipy type thing.
It's quite a powerful influence, isn't it?
Yes.
A very powerful influence over us. So I guess what I'm saying, everybody, is, you know, we're just going to touch on a few topics. Again, we are changing this format for you, mainly because you guys asked for it. And with Ginny and I being able to share anything, we can talk about anything. We can talk about, wow, everything that a human being experiences.
Yeah.
And of course, we can only give you our experience.
Absolutely. Can I just say something else about gossip?
Absolutely, too. Yeah.
Somebody talking about another person, not only on a human level is it not good, but actually on an energetic level, it's not good either. Depending on what it is, if you're saying something lovely about someone else, that's good. That's putting good vibes out there. That's sending them good vibes. But anything that's on a lower vibration, lower frequency, not very nice about someone, or just plain gossip about them, that's not good. And actually, you're putting a vibration out when you're speaking. And you're, without realizing it, you're doing something. On that level, on an energetic level, on a vibrational level, you're actually doing something and affecting the frequency of that person. You don't know it, but that's how it works. It's quantum physics.
And if you really knew what you were doing,
exactly,
and what you were causing, you would actually think twice about it.
Yeah.
Think twice about it.
Absolutely.
But that's I know it's your forte, my forte, in teaching on that subject of thoughts become things, and what's out there in the etheric. And you've seen Ginny's and my posting on Facebook anyway. And I will say this, I'm pretty brutally blunt and honest when I see it happening around me, and especially with the assumptions.
Yeah.
When I feel it thousands of miles away, that it's roller coasting in a dark haze coming towards me, and often I'll duck.
Yeah.
But if you can grasp the fact that this is what it's like, and this is what humanity is like, then you can overcome it yourself.
Yes.
And the worst thing, Ginny, I think personally myself, is it's not the gossiper, but it's the person that's listening to the gossiper. It's equal.
Yes, it is equal.
Yeah.
It is equal, yeah.
Well, that was a good topic, wasn't it?
It was. And I've just thought of
that just came out of the...
It did.
That came out of... See, Ginny and I are very intuitive. Maybe they... it's just...
Well, there's probably someone out there that needs to hear this. I don't know. But I've just thought of an old... I don't know whether it's an old wives' tale or what, but, you know, if you get like a burning ear, or your ear's gone red, it's an old saying that somebody's talking about you. So your body's picking it up also. And you know what they say about these old sayings and these old wives' tales and all that? That actually there's quite a lot of truth in them.
I thought about that the other day.
Yeah. So your ears are burning. Someone's talking about you.
I think when I was interviewed the other day, a soul was mentioned. And a question was asked about soul. Can they suffer? Well, you know, there's that term, tormented soul, poor soul. Those old cliches, I call them.
Yeah.
Happy soul.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into that. We're going to speak about soul.
So let's talk about that. Let's actually go with the tormented soul bit. that can be on a living level, someone who's in their body still, and that the human side of them is so wrapped up in doing stuff, and they're not connected to their soul, and that's why someone might say poor soul, because actually the soul's not being recognized. And also on it, if someone has passed away and perhaps they haven't gone to the light, then poor soul, they're wandering the earth lost, frightened and in fear. So it can work in lots of ways, that saying.
So my knowing about it, Ginny, is just looking at all the work that I've done, plus experiencing soul, what happens to soul in my career in nursing as you pass over. So I'm only going to go by my experience and what I've seen, and people that are in trauma, the people that I see.
Yeah.
Plus the live events, and you have been there, is that if you've got this precious human being sitting there, I check and whisper for the soul presence.
Yeah.
And I use my hands, because I'm always going like this.
Yeah.
Like I use my hands. My hands are my antenna, so to speak. And so I check where soul essence is, rape victims, loss of child, trauma of any kind, brain injuries especially. You'll find that you're speaking to the human being, you can see, but you can also see their soul essence standing outside there, so scared. And I call this the homecoming. And you know what, Ginny? When you're working on a soul level and the healing takes place, like I've always said to people, guys, it's not here that you're working on.
No, it's there.
It's here. You're working on a soul essence, a soul level.
Yeah.
And skillfully, this has taken us many years to get this so skillful, because you've got to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
To be able to bring together into a homecoming and then welcome home. And you know what? If there's any ailment going on in that body, instantly, within seconds, the physical presence is manifesting right in front of you. And this is how, isn't it, that people can get up and walk again?
Yes, it is.
And it's a good topic that we're discussing, because that's our forte, is that we know, because we're able to feel,
when I know exactly what you're saying.
Like that tunnel.
Yeah.
And a midwife, whatever you want to call it, it's all new, and I'm going to say it, new age cliche.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, it's still the same. There's nothing special about it.
Yeah.
Is that we're all living out there because something has split us off.
Yeah.
A trauma or an event or anything that's happened to a human being, and even birth.
Yes.
The birthing process, the mothers that have given birth, the baby, you name it, we deal with it.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful to watch.
It is. I know when I'm doing a healing, that's immediately where I go, is the emotional body and the soul straight away. I almost even bypass the physical, because I'm drawn straight to the emotional stuff that's going on for that person. And that's where I seem to be drawn first. And that's probably because of just my life and the way things have gone. It's like you've been in the medical industry, so you're very much on the physical and doing that, whereas mine's the straight in there on the emotional stuff, and the soul and inner child work. I mean, and that is all connecting to the soul, because it's you go straight to that soul, and you can see so much of this human body's life, if you like, and you get shown all sorts of stuff. And if you need to, because I go with whatever guidance I'm being given at the time, you might even be shown stuff from past lives that's connected to that soul that needs healing. And
And
it's come through in cellular memory onto the physical body.
yeah, and we do that like the quantum. I use the quantum, and it's all the same, guys.
It is.
There's nothing special about the quantum field, the quantum jumping.
We can all do it.
We can all do it. We are in this world together, and we are in a relationship with every single living thing that breathes here in this world.
Yeah.
So for me, soul, and for me, healing and being a leader, being a coach, whatever you want to call it, it's up to you.
Yeah.
All we're doing is just being presence with you, and no two are the same.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly it. And that's why we were talking about this last night, weren't we? Because I thought, well, my form of healing, I've often thought about, well, I would love for other people to be able to do what I do. So I'm thinking, well, could I actually write it all down and put it into a format? And then I said to Heather last night, I said, I'm actually not sure if I can, because that person that's lying on my table is so individual that I just go with my guidance at the time for that person. So to put it down in a book in one thing, I'm not sure if I could do it. I'm going to have to ponder on this, because
I mean, you said
that if other people could learn how I do it by using their intuition, because that's what it's about. It's actually using your intuition and going in there, if you like.
I mean, if you look at the journey in the last few years, we've known each other for 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, I personally put that school on in the training sessions for months and months on end. Then we did the 6 weeks coaching stuff online, and then we did all this. And I'm just about finishing my next, my last group and looking at my next intake. And we've been doing and doing and doing. But what I'm saying and what I'm sharing with you, Ginny, is that it's not same.
No.
You can't put it down on a piece of paper.
You can't, can you? It's just so individual for that person, and
yeah.
And as, like you said before, as energy and vibration is fluid, things are changing all the time. So to put something down on paper and say, this is how it's done, by the time you've actually taken all the energy and effort to put it on paper and say, this is how it's done, it's changed again anyway.
It's the same as my events. I go to that. I went to one event that day, that weekend, and then I went down to another event that day, because they're completely different people.
Yeah.
I personally, as that teacher or healer or coach or whatever, I personally had to give them what they needed.
Yes.
Not what I wanted them to learn, but what they needed in that particular time.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what a good subject, guys. I hope you're enjoying this conversation. This is Ginny and I chatting per usual, and we've still got time up our sleeve.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely who we are.
Yeah.
So I want to touch on woo-woo, and this has come to the forefront because we can discuss about woo-woo.
Yeah.
I know that I've upset a couple of people with regards to woo-woo to, I think I put a posting up there the other day that did actually upset a few people.
What did you post? I can't remember what you posted.
I think it was to do with the white light.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes, it was the white light. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say publicly, if I've offended you, I didn't mean to, because if you read the post again, I was just showing you something. And if you read down the comments, I heard everybody's comments and I got all your private messages. It was no attack. It was simply stating something because it's a good discussion, and I love good discussions.
Yes, you opened up things and you got people thinking. See?
I got people thinking. Because in my line of work, if you want to call it work, I'm an investigator. So when I know that there's something that doesn't fit with me, I will ask questions. But I won't defend it. if this makes sense. I'll never ever defend my work. I will simply ask questions in a respectful manner. So what I want to say to you all is, good, it's opened up something. I'm ready to bring through something else. But again, I'm a student and I'm only sharing with you in this moment, in this time, that we were discussing white, what it represents. And then I put down there, because ultimately at the end of the day, I want everyone just to be happy. To be happy, to understand how we are all connected, how all those thoughts and feelings that we think, 80% of it does not belong to us, and I want you out of the rabbit hole and try and find joy and happiness again. So I will touch on all those topics.
Yeah, and to everyone listening, just remember, nothing is solid. Nothing is solid. Everything can change at any one moment because everything is fluid. You know, our thoughts, other people's thoughts, physical things. And the way that, if you think about the way the Earth's going, the way that humanity's consciousness is expanding, how even science is expanding towards the knowledge of consciousness and what consciousness is all about, which is absolutely amazing, and I'm so glad that's happening. That you know, we are in a time, we're here, we're lucky, we're blessed to be here in a time where things are going to be really opened up. And we are. I mean, science is seeing that consciousness and spirituality and that we're not just the physical, you know, and everything else. And us healers or woo-woo type people are also now getting more scientific into what's going on, you know, in a scientific aspect. So it's good for us all, and we're all learning all the time about this. And I watched the film Lucy last night. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, you want to see it, Heather? Okay,
I'll write it down.
Honestly, it's so good. It's all about energy, what the human brain and the consciousness can do. And there are so many true aspects in that film that you'll be sitting there watching it, you'll be thinking, oh my goodness. It's really worth watching.
I will get my husband to download it.
Yeah.
Netflix or something.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Brilliant film.
Okay.
And that's another thing I've noticed with films that are coming out now. A lot of them, especially some of the science fiction type films, are actually bringing out into the public eye what we already know. Us as healers, not just me and you, I mean everybody who does what we do already know about, you know, there's different films about 5D and space travel and then there's that Lucy, all about energy and frequency and the consciousness and everything, what we can actually do with our own consciousnesses, what we think about, what we feel, and everything joined together, we're putting out there, and that's the frequency we're on. So we're going to attract back whatever frequency we're running at. That's why I say to people on my posts and when I'm talking to someone on a one-on-one, keep your mind positive. You know, even if your ego steps in and you get tempted to start thinking on a lower level or poor me and all that sort of stuff, try not to allow it in. Just keep that focus on staying up there, staying positive, have a positive mindset, think about things that you're doing right now and what you'd like to achieve in the future, because that's what you're going to create. Whatever's going on in here and here is actually what you're creating for yourself. You know, it's so important for people to realize this, because we are actually creating our own patterns in life. Really important stuff.
And I love being a student.
Me too. Learning all the time.
We are in there, gung-ho, learning it all the time.
Yeah. I can have a client on the table. This happened the other day, and I can't actually remember what it was all about, but I do remember thinking, I got this guidance to do something, and I get guidance by images coming into my mind because I'm a very creative person. I'm a visual person. So I get guidance by images coming into my mind. And while I was working on this person, I got this image come into my mind that I've never done before. So I just go with what I'm being given at that moment, did it, amazing results, absolutely amazing results. So I know that it's the connection with consciousness, with spirit, with God, with the universe, whatever you'd like to call it. I'm being impressed with things to do for people, for their healing. It's not anything to do with me. It's actually to do with them and getting them up. And I feel, you can probably tell the way I'm talking, I'm actually very passionate about it.
Oh, absolutely. And have you noticed, the healing arts have changed day by day?
So much so.
That, it's only coming through. And then I'm always a great believer where it's coming from.
Yes.
I always check to see if this is real, but because we are profile wranglers anyway, we're able to discern and be detectives. And now everything that I'm seeing is, and I don't like using the word solid form. It's getting more rounded, solid.
Yeah.
The healing arts are becoming solid. What is not of use anymore, and what is not of God, it's just falling away.
It is falling
and
away.
Then as it crumbles, and someone said this the other day, they saw a chalice of me, and as it crumbles away, inside that is magnificent pearl.
Yeah.
Which is you guys, because this is why we've been doing our work, is finding you emerging leaders.
Yes.
Because the world is wanting, and they are ready to see the truth in you, your beauty, your essence, of your frequency, to come forward and go, I'm here.
Yeah.
How can I be of service to all?
Yeah.
Not just a group, but how can you be of service to all?
Yes, whether it's through animals, humanity, or the animal kingdom, or the plant kingdom.
Yep.
It's being of service to the earth, I suppose, in a way, in that respect. I'll go back to that about things now, other healing modalities and things in healing modalities falling away. I think what it is that the energy of the earth and of humanity and humans and everything else has changed so much over the last, certainly rapidly over the last 3 or 4 years. But even beyond that, things were changing. Whereas, like 10 years ago, to do a healing on someone, you stuck to the rigid thing that you've been taught and all that sort of stuff. And maybe at the time it was right and it was all part of your learning, but now things are so fluid that it's you've got to go with, first of all and foremost, I want to say, you've got to go with what feels right for yourself as an individual, as a healer. Go what feels right for you.
And with your values.
And with your values, yeah. For me personally, my understanding is that things are so fluid now. The energy that we're in, the quantum field that we're in, is so fluid. It's so expansive that things are flowing all the time. So to stick to a rigid regime, for me personally, isn't right. It may be for some. Like I said, it's kind of on an individual level here about how it feels, how it sits right for you as an individual. But for me personally, I found since I dropped sticking to what I've been taught, my intuition and my connection with upstairs has expanded and opened up big time. Because I dropped the rules and I dropped the blocks, if you like. And I, you know what I'm like. I don't do rules and I don't do
boxes.
Yeah, don't like it.
I think that's become our motto, isn't it? No rules, no boxes.
Yes.
But there is accountability.
Yeah, absolutely. My only rule is that everything I do is with love and for the betterment of everyone concerned.
Mm. What a fantastic, joyous life this is.
It is, isn't it? I mean, look.
And laughter. I mean, even this morning with us laughing.
Yeah.
Because we can laugh, because we pull ourselves up on our staff.
Yes.
And you suddenly realise I'd be the first person to put my hand up if I have something there that I need to quickly deal with. You know, we're always going like this.
Yeah.
Just look, guys, be that healer, be that leader, be who you are.
Yeah.
And I suggest, actually, we suggest, if you're struggling out there becoming a healer, or your business isn't going well, or you're in fear, or you're jealous because someone else is, or you don't know which way to go, if you are looking for help, and I'm going help because the term healer seems to be leaving.
Yeah.
Now we are getting into the full swing of solidness. And you know your passion, you know your destiny. I just want to say, with Ginny and I, because we founded Hugs, Healers United Global Summit, because we've experienced ourselves as we went into it, supporting people in their journey of being seen, please contact us.
Yeah.
We are reachable.
Yeah, we are. Any
questions? You're like, just how, even to the point where I've built a few websites over the last few weeks. Like with my team, I'm getting them to, I can show you how to do it.
Mm.
You don't need to spend thousands of dollars or a huge photo shoot or anything for you to be seen. I put the call out there just recently again. If you want me to help you, if you want someone like Ginny or I to help you, please get in contact with us.
Yeah.
You know, stop being in that competitive spirit and watching everybody online going, they're doing it this way, I must do it this way. Oh my gosh, did you see that YouTube clip? You know, they're vlogging. Can I be serious here? Cut the bullshit.
Mm.
This is good tool, but don't follow the crowd.
Yeah.
And having to my credit cards, don't follow the crowd.
Yeah.
There's that song, Do It Your Way.
Yeah, absolutely. Be individual. Be quirky.
Don't spend $900 or $2,000 to learn to position yourself with the camera.
No.
If you want, pay us to help you.
Yeah. Look,
I'm serious. No, I'm really serious here.
My understanding is also that actually the viewers that are watching, they would rather see someone being professional but being natural than a staged set type thing, if you know what I mean. People want to see who you are, not who you're pretending to be or who you think you should be. People actually want to see who you are here. Yeah.
Yep. They want to see you, and I know that people are looking for you because there's a lot of people out there that want authenticity, integrity, compassionate people with no hidden agendas.
Yes.
There's always an attachment, isn't there? Again, with the emails that I get, there's always this funnel system that really pisses me off.
Yeah.
I call it the shiny ball syndrome, but you wouldn't be there unless you were searching.
Yes, true.
You know, even if you want to come on board next time, if we create another summit, do it.
Yes, put your name forward now.
but I won't take one at a time. I'll do it, I will, whatever. We'll arrange it how we are going to be doing it. We'll take you as a group.
Yes.
If you want mentoring into how to just simply be with all without the fanfare, without the woohoo, without the great cosmic guru coming down, tapping you on the shoulder. No.
Come to us both and actually, voice what you're looking for, because we're here to help you.
So I'm going to leave that. That was a good conversation. I don't know what was
very good.
Considering
we didn't really know what we were going to talk about.
So I want to introduce ourselves again. My name is Heather Ellis Drake. I'm an old pro at this, a student in life, which I love, who's been there, done that, picked up some skills along the way, and I'm prepared to whatever, however you want to do it. Yeah. But there is one catch. Can I just say the catch, Ginny?
Yeah.
I don't sit and wait on you. If someone says to me that, yes, I'm going to do something, yes, I'll be there, and you begin with me and you fall off in 2 weeks or after 2 sessions and you get me to wait.
That's their choice, isn't it?
No, sweeties.
Yeah.
When I get you to work, you get to work.
Yeah.
And we can have it done within a few moments like I've done for everybody else.
Yeah.
And if you want to, anything, any tool.
Yeah. Thank you, Heather. I just want to say I'm going to introduce myself now. I'm Ginny Jones, and, I've been doing this work for so many years now and had a lot of experiences in life. And I'm a healer, reader, and if you need help, look, I'm here to help. I've got my Facebook page where you can contact me, and then, Heather and I together will help you. Or contact Heather and we'll both help you. Whichever way you want to go around it, we'll both end up helping you. So contact us if you need help. We're here to help.
And to receive us over the internet in a private appointment is a pretty phenomenal experience.
Yes.
That we don't really talk about. So the people that contact us with regards to a session or an appointment, whatever you need.
Yeah.
And don't expect earthly limitations when it comes to us.
Absolutely not.
I'm going to say good night, and good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Thank you, Ginny, for being here.
Thank you. I just want to say, if you decide to come to me and Heather for a one-on-one personal appointment, you will be amazed. That's all I'm saying. So thank you everyone for watching.
Absolutely. Much love to you.
Yeah, much love too.
Much love.